there's a lot of similarities between the situation that Cathy faces in Cathy Come Home back in 1966 and the story that Ali Taylor's written for us now. The difference, probably the largest difference I found between the two, is that back then there was more of a social responsibility towards people who found themselves in need of help after the war. There was an understanding that Britain and poverty in Britain was, as you said, abject poverty and pretty dire. Now there's a lot of judgment that comes with that, and that can be fuelled a lot by the media, maybe.
Yeah, and also when Cathy came out, there was a massive response nationally because they couldn't believe that was actually going on. Whereas I think today it's not that shocking.
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely.
it's. I think so many people, when we've been going around the country, have related with it and have experience of it, either first, or second hand, sometimes third hand. But it's not very far away from each of us.
And I think the biggest difference was children were physically torn apart from their parents, put into care. The parents would be left on the street, whereas now there's a big need to keep families together. However, there is still that residue fear of social workers and the power that they have to take children physically away from their parents.
I would say that the reaction at the forum is always very different wherever we're doing it, and it brings up many different questions, and some of them are quite surprising, and the way they kind of, because the audience are invited on stage, and so depending where we are and what kind of makeup the audience is of people, it's always quite different.
They just keep us on our toes. It's completely unrehearsed, so you've got a whole audience that could do anything at all. It's really fun.
Yeah, and they bring their own experience of, as Cathy said, whether they've experienced homelessness, whether first hand or second hand, and depending on where we are in the country, that the housing crisis that they might have in their local area and their relationship to it.
Or the help they might have.
Yeah, like local resources.
The brilliant thing I think about doing this in theatres is that you get a real mix, and even in hostels and prisons, but you get a real mix of audience members. Like some are landlords, some are, have never experienced homelessness, some have, some, but it's just the dialogue that begins between everyone. So,
but it's
debate.
I mean, it seems that the play kind of touches a nerve in most people because most people have rented, so they've had experiences of renting, so they and experiences with bad landlords sometimes. So it kind of it's not just about people who are on the streets who are homeless.
But this woman here is the joker, so she's the specialist in forum theatre who does it permanently.
Permanently, yeah. So really, the challenge to the audience is to take Cathy's place and deal with these difficult characters either through their own personal experiences or a gut feeling or a sense of injustice, and that's what's going to motivate our audiences to want to change the outcome, and that's what Forum is. So stand in her shoes.
I think it's like the immediacy of having real life people in front of you.
The audiences constantly, well, the ones that we know or the ones that we see afterwards, say that this play stays with them for quite a long time. And that might be, I mean, of course film and TV can do that, but it's a collective experience when you're, especially with the forum, where you're actually having a live discussion with each other. And but a lot of people are quite moved by it, by the story. And a lot of, I was telling earlier, someone I know's parents came to see it who are not theatre goers and not particularly kind of involved in socialist endeavours, but they've suddenly completely changed their opinion on homelessness, and they've been volunteering, and loads of people have taken action as a result of having seen the show.
And I think that's the forum that engages with that, as well as it being in a theatre space and being right in front of you, and that sort of magical thing that as an actor you don't get if you're shooting on screen, personally. There's something live and there's something responsive, and the show's different depending on them. There's the rhythm and the laughter and the response and the energy, and you can't have that on film. And then added to the forum, you don't know what they're going to do or where the debate's going to go, so it's totally theirs, really.
And we slip very quickly into Cathy, the personal, into actually examining what is going on now with the welfare state that allows people to go through the cracks. And what's unique about this particular tour is we also ask our audiences to think about laws and policies that they would like to see in place directly because of what they've experienced, seen, debated in the forum around Cathy's character.
Yeah, and we're taking these everybody's laws that they've suggested from all around the country. We're taking them to the House of Lords at the end of February and presenting them there and doing a section of the play to the House of Lords. We've already done it to the Minister of Housing.
Gary Bartle.
Yeah. But
For
we're taking
prisons, prisoners have got a lot to say about this as well.
Prisoners are one of the most active
And
forums,
hospitals too.
kind of contributors, lawmakers. You know, because they come out of prison and they can't get on the housing list for 3 years. Got no opportunity of a job, and they've got
prison.
so they've got no.
There's just no support for them
No support.
when they come out.
We have spent 25 years touring hostels, day centres, prisons and any audiences where people are at risk of homelessness, and we say come and join us, and then we offer creative workshops, whatever, for people to engage in the art of storytelling through theatre. We do forum, theatre of the oppressed, as well as big theatre pieces, and our members get to work with professional actors, as well as having the opportunity themselves to skill up and perhaps also get paid work as actors. But we don't encourage it because it's not the, it's a tough job being an actor, but we would like to offer the possibility of using theatre as a weapon to fight back. She's got balls.
I don't know 3 words, but
It's revelatory and shocking.
Real.
it's a provocation in a way, but
I find it devastating.
Real, shocking,
Yeah.
moving.
Moving, definitely moving.